Hello, ladies and gentlemen. It's tea time. I am on a mission to get our home back in order. They say a woman's job is never done. And yes, this is true. I have said many times on my channel, I am not naturally organized. But I'm not crazy with it, but I would like to be better. I will give myself grace and acknowledge my organization skills have improved. I have done that by watching YouTube channels that give pointers. And when it's out of order at a certain point, it causes negative feelings. I feel unaccomplished, unmotivated, and frustrated. I have a cousin, and when we were both raising kids, I honestly used to cry. She is so organized. Now that I'm 56, I realize she's OCD, y'all. I mean, there's some stuff I can learn from her, but my probably ADD self cannot keep up with that. I also realize I need to be concerned with what I can do and how I can be better. I realize that from time to time, you might have to reset. So here I am. I'm decluttering, making sure items have a home, and cleaning. I'm coming into the new year in a clean, organized home. Okay, now, this is my small but mighty pantry, okay? And voila, it looks better than the way it started. And maybe it's not perfect, but I just decided it's good enough, okay? It's good enough. Like I say, I'm not a pro at this. I watch shows to get better, right? And I have my makeshift light in here. I hate the fact that my pantry does not actually have a light. So my husband put this little bar. It does need to be charged, okay? But anyway, I threw out all the stuff that shouldn't go in there. Now you see up here, I've got my containers. Oh, there they go. My containers, my pasta. There's oatmeal, popcorn, cereal. Okay. Yeah. And then soon enough, I have to direct my attention over here where the spices belong. Okay. Now, I don't know if I have the energy to do this today, but I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. But we're making progress. Okay, now, so far I have cleaned the refrigerator. I cleaned the freezer. And let's see, I cleaned my pantry. I've gotten the clothes out of my drawer. I also forgot to tell you that I cleaned my trash can. And that's something, you don't think to do it all the time, and I'm sure I could walk around the house and find a few more things maybe that I want to declutter or get a handle on. But, progress is being made and I'm feeling really good about it. I also cooked today, cleaned up already, cooked today. But, yeah, so like I say, I'm feeling a lot better about everything, and house is looking great. That's always a plus. Okay, so this is the end of the night, and I am winding down. I am sipping on my chicken bone broth. This is my husband's cup. Look here. And don't pay attention to my nails, but anyway, his cup. But anyway, so like I said, I'm just winding down. It's the end of the night. It is about 7 o'clock at night. And as you see the rest of the video, I'm trying to or let me not say I'm trying to, I am scaling back on things that are not needed, just the clutter, okay? Not trying to go into 2026 with a cluttered home or just a cluttered mindset, a cluttered life, you know? And so I've been clearing out the clothing in my drawers. There's just clothing stuffed in there that I'm not ever wearing, that's unnecessary, things that were in the pantry, the freezer. When I say stuff was in the freezer, it just putting stuff on top of it. Stuff in bags, half used, stuff that we weren't using. So, and it feels a lot better. It feels a lot better. So with that, a lot of times people make New Year's resolutions. I usually don't, because I think a lot of times people make New Year's resolutions and they don't stick by them. And they, meaning me, okay? And others, I'm sure. But I went ahead and I took a stab at it this time. And I put things on here that I think are doable. Sometimes I think maybe people list stuff that's just far-fetched or a whole lot out of reach. And people say shoot for the stars, and and maybe you'll land on a moon, some shit like that. I don't what shoot high and or go for the gusto, and you'll land somewhere in here instead of so far to the bottom. And I think that works in other situations, but not necessarily always in a New Year's resolution, because I could get on here and say, I'm going to exercise every day for 30 minutes. I know it's not going to happen. 9 times out of 10, I know me, okay? So these are the things that I did put on the list that I think that are attainable, and they still require me to put some effort and to work for it, okay? So, New Year's resolution 2026. So I need to be reading more, and I used to read a whole lot more. And so there's a couple of books. There's a book called The Scandalous Summer of Sissy LeBlanc, okay? It is by Lorraine Desprez, okay? Trying to say her name right. Desprez, that's what it is. Maybe I'm saying it wrong. I'll list it up here. Anyway, I started reading the book, some years. When I say years ago, I'm going to say more than maybe 10 years ago. And I was loving the book. I was even in the bathtub trying to read it. And I never did finish, I never finished. But I need to get back to that book. So that's one of the books. The other book is The Coldest Winter Ever. Now, I need my black card revoked, because that is a book. That's just one of them books. If you know, you know. And I actually have that book with me. I still have to buy the Sissy LeBlanc book because it's gone. It's misplaced. I don't know where it is. I have to buy it. But anyway, so I have it. I got this, The Coldest Winter Ever by Sister Soldier. My daughter bought it for me for Christmas, so I'm excited about that. I got to get to that. This is one of the books that I will be reading this year, okay? And then the other book, or one of the other books, is this one here, The Baddest. This is about the rapper Trina. And if you know, you know. If you know Trina, you know Trina, right? Anyway, the book is called The Baddest, and it's her life story, And I'm gonna say, let me see how many pages are here. I'm about halfway through it. Yeah, I'm about halfway through it. So I need to finish this up. And then as a bonus book, I've been saying for years that I wanted to read the book, The Color Purple, okay? I want to read The Color Purple. I've seen the movie. I've even seen the play, okay? I saw the new movie and the older movie, and seen both of them like numerous times. And like I said, even went to the stage play. Have not read the book. I was told that the book is a little different. And the book is always more detailed or quote unquote better, than the movie. Okay? So anyway, that's one of the things is read more. Read those books. Okay? The other thing, I've been on YouTube for a while. I've not been consistent. And vow to be more consistent. Okay, that's number one. Well, that goes along with number two. And within number two, I also want to be at least 750 subscribers by December 2026. So at least, so 750 or more. Okay. The goal ultimately is 1,000 and above, but it sounds bad to say. I'm like right now I'm at 590, and it sounds bad to say I know I'm not going to be at 1,000 by the end of the year. By my track record, by my track record, it would say that I wouldn't be. But I'm trying to give myself a reachable goal. Okay. Now it would be wonderful if I do get to the 1,000 mark or more or better. But for right now, I'm gonna say 750 or better. All right. Number three, eat better. Okay. The goal is to eat better. And by eating better, stick to my 80-20 rule, where 80% of the time I eat the way I should, and 20% of the time I'm having the things that I would like to have, because I am a snacker. I don't want to feel guilty for grabbing some ice cream sometimes, And yeah, I think 80-20 would be beneficial, okay? And also, I've got it written down. I want to, more often than not, stick to intermittent fasting, where I'm eating between the hours of 11 and 7, okay? And also, I want to work out more. And what I said was that I vowed to work out at least twice a week for an hour, okay? So, with those things, like I say, I believe it's definitely doable, and I can stick with it. One of the things that's going to help me with the exercise is my husband bought me the in-home treadmill. Well, when I say in-home, what I really mean is that little small treadmill. I will post it up at the corner, because it is getting ready to be cold, okay? I don't want to be outside running in no cold weather. That ain't going to happen. And then, I know when the summer comes and I'm in Texas, it's going to be hot, and I'm going to maybe feel like, unless I get out early, I'm not going to want to be out in that hot sun, okay? I want to cut back some of the excuses. And so having the treadmill that I have, or the walking pad, I guess is what I should call it, it's easier. It's right here in my house. I could be watching TV and walking and getting my steps. Now, people would say you could walk in place, but my understanding is walking in place versus actual taking the walking strides is different. Okay, it's better for you to actually take those walking strides instead of just the stepping. Though stepping, I don't want to discourage anybody out there. Hey, stepping is better than not stepping at all. But yeah, the pad. Okay, so those are some things. I also want to go buy one of those cowbells for the weights. I'm 56. I know that walking is good for, and I'm technically a senior citizen. Walking is good for senior citizens. It helps to push back having any kind of dementia or anything like that. Also, plus it's just a good way of exercise. And I know that it would be beneficial for me to do weights. So I do have hand weights already. I have, I believe they're either 5 or 8 pound hand weights. And I also have those weight belts, that you could put around your leg area, your thighs. I have those. So, I have all the necessary things right here at my convenience, right here at the house. Don't want to go join a gym. I'm going to have excuses for going to the gym. Don't feel like going. And then paying for it and you're not going. And a lot of us do that. So I'm getting rid of the excuses and working on doing things that are doable, step by step. Getting better and getting better. So here we are, the end of the vlog. This is day 4, and I've done a little bit of decluttering. And now it's time to make a little lemonade. So I start with 1 cup of lemon juice, half the juice of a lime. I'm using brown sugar to taste and a little sprig of vanilla extract. The vanilla extract will cut some of the bitter taste. And I just keep tasting it until it tastes right. So there's no defined recipe. A good friend of mine wanted me to show her or tell her about my recipe. And I have not made lemonade, you guys, in more than 4 or 5 years. So, best I can say is just taste as you go. And those are the ingredients or items that I use to make it. But outside of that, hey, there's no more to say about it. But until next time, you guys, thank you for viewing. I hope you'll come back and view my channel again. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and please tell a friend. Until then, it's tea time, y'all. Allows us the means to express emotion, gave us names for countries and